Let's try that again. Hi, my name is Spatvark, and this is a Let's Play of Vagrant Story. 2000. No, just 2000. PlayStation 1 game released in the year 2000 by Squaresoft. It's absolutely amazing, and I love this game, and I've been playing this, for like 20 bloody years. I'm not very good at it, but I've been playing it for 20 years, so take what you will. Anyway, let's get right on with it. I keep forgetting the mouse cursor pops up. So, this is Vagrant Story. And we're going to sit here and wait because there's another intro that plays, which is really cool. So, we're going to watch that too. When it starts, eventually. Yeah, when you look at this kind of size, you start seeing some of the problems with the PlayStation 1 graphics. Specifically whenever you got kind of the light highlights, because it actually duplicates the face, and you see it again in a little bit. An even worse example. Such a cheesy line. I love it. So we're back here again. Not watching that a second time. New game. I like the way they do bits of trickery like that. Because with the little cut, you just, the way it did that, you didn't see it, the blade teleport into his hand. Now remember to actually press buttons on the pad when they start talking. Now, in the previous intro sequence, that wasn't necessary. But from here on out, that will just sit there until I hit the, well, it's a B button on my Xbox pad, but blade out of nowhere. And ass cheeks. Character design in this game is interesting. The main character is actually wearing assless chaps. It's like this is probably one of like two normal clothings in the game. This dude is talking right now. Okay, first micro example of combat in this game. So you can press the I don't remember what the actual buttons are on a proper real PlayStation controller were. So I'm using pressing the B button on my Xbox pad, and it opens up the target sphere, it's a big old sphere, and then if there's an enemy inside it, they may have multiple body parts you can target. So you can see here, the right arm, I could do a theoretical 41 damage, and I have a 96% hit rate. That 41 is always wrong. It's always between 1 and 5 higher is the actual damage you do, because it basically does all the calculation. Once you do it, there's an RNG roll of 1 to 5. It determines the actual damage you deal with your hit, if you hit. 86% chance I'm going to go for the head. See, 54. Oh. If I was a bit faster, I'd have been fine now. Wouldn't have got hit. So you can see my little Ashley in the bottom corner's disappeared now. But I had a green arm because that's where I took the hit. If your body parts take enough damage, it cripples them and they have various different effects upon you. It's like the right arm you lose 50% physical damage. Left arm is to do with shields. Not defense, I think. Whatever, I can cover that in a bit. So they really did do the best they could with the facial expressions in this game. Obviously, graphical fidelity of the PlayStation 1 era, not fantastic. good character at that bow gun. Which is forever referred to as a crossbow in the rest of the game. And the only time in entire game he uses the damn sword. Again, camera cuts to hide some of the cheating going on. Uh-oh. Yep, scan lines. That's just how it actually was rendered. Freddy Krueger gloves. He is remarkably po-faced at times. The creature from Legends has appeared before him. It's like, yeah, okay. These things are real, they actually exist. Huh. Now, can I manage this without taking a hit? Not if I do stupid things like that. Well, apparently I can. That was easy. The boss. Love he hasn't been much through those games. He's also behind Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. I don't think he actually had anything to do with Tactics Advance 2, but also Final Fantasy 12, which is my favourite Final Fantasy, and also the Tactics Ogre series, which were not Squaresoft. I've not played those games nearly enough. We're not done with the intro yet. this is what I meant. The reason he looks so weird because it's duplicated for the light highlighting on that side of him. Still not done. It's like, yeah, it's totally an ass shot, but PS4 graphics basically does absolutely nothing. Hi. And we're finally done with the intros! Yay! Okay, crikey, that went on for a while. Alright, so let's get on with it. So, L1, R1, rotate the camera around. You very much want a DualShock if you're playing this on the PS1, or set it to emulate DualShock with your controller if you're playing it on a PC. So, that's the right stick. You can have a first person mode, but you can't move whilst doing this, but you can take a closer look at some things. There's actually some fantastic textual work involved in this game, but PlayStation 1 is only so good. So the way this game works is basically it's a cell by cell room system throughout the entire game. Here we have our first treasure chest, and I'm going to take everything. Yay! And here we have a magic circle, which is the save point. That's simply a case of standing it, go to the menu screen, which is my Xbox pad, then I can go to data and save, and do it on memory card slot 2, because my current actual save is on slot 1, and this takes bloody ages. It's manually hard coded in to take a lot of time. Looks like there's no way emulating this in a modern PC that this couldn't be like 1 second, 2 second kind of thing. There we go. 27-minute playtime. Yeah, I haven't done anything. Right, so you can see I picked up a few things in that chest. One of them is the buckler, a wooden buckler. So with these items you can see here, we've got a very little pictographic of what it is, and that's usually just type. So all normal one-handed short swords rather look like that, whereas two-handed ones have a different icon, I think. And in the top right corner we've got a letter, so that's a B for bronze. It's a bronze sword. This is a wood shield. There's a leather glove, leather helm, leather breast armor, leather leggings, and a necklace with the root of the Iocus priesthood, once owned by Tyr. Who that is, well, gonna find out. Yeah, so we've got various things, and this is one of the key things about Vagrant Story is you have very limited capacity to carry things. It seems like, you can carry 8 different weapons with 16 blades, 16 grips, 8 shields, 16 pieces of armor, though I've already got 6 equipped. The gems, which you don't know what they're for yet because you won't find any, and we have various miscellaneous items. So actually, I'm going to, no, not there, I'm going to equip on my right arm leather glove because it has better physical defense, though as less in int defense as in magical defense. Kind of already taking far too long. So I did pick up another weapon, which is that axe, but no, I'm sticking with a sword. Thank you very much. Ha. So you can see when I attacked, up near the top left there's a little bar and it went risk 1 instead of risk 0. Risk is like how to put it? Well, risk doesn't really make too much sense until we get to a part of the game a little bit further forward. So I'll explain it then. There's the door that I was just trying. Locked with the chamomile sigil. Spelled with a H. Chamomile? Like, I'm pretty sure it doesn't have a letter and have an H in it normally. It was a wyvern, not a dragon. That's something that bugs me. You can see right there, they spelled magic with a K. I've got no issue with that if that's the way you're doing it, but they're not consistent, as you'll see shortly. think that'll do him. No, no it didn't. Okay. This will get dead. Enemies never learn. Don't jump. It's bad for you. I'll zoom out a bit. And woo! Magic floaty stone. Woo! Also gives you interestingly large amount of momentum. You notice the little pictographics appearing above their head, which is like the little dots counting upwards and then exclamation mark. I think there's one other one where it has 3 lines kind of like that. But basically it's an indicator of what that creature is thinking. So dot 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 means, oh, they're getting ready to attack. Exclamation mark means they are ready to attack. The 3 lines is like, what the hell, I just got hit by one of my buddies. Because that's the thing that can happen in friendly fire. You can actually get enemies to fight each other. It's a pain in the ass to do, but it's quite possible. But the thing is, only one creature at a time can attack you. Critical hit. Like, first block puzzle of the game. There's a good few of them, but this one's nice and simple. It's just ooh. Oh. Fire. Yeah, at the moment, combat is not particularly interesting. It will shortly pick up though. Crossbow. I will basically never ever use the crossbow in this entire damn game. It's a shame actually, because there are some useful things you could do with them, but they're so weak compared to your other weapons. I just never really feel it's worth the faffing about with them. I've got another glove. So equip that over this one, because actually am I? No, I'm not. They're the same bloody thing. Yeah, the same bloody thing, basically. Now, yeah, so just to show what, this is where the stat system of Vagrant Story gets a bit complicated. So we have these three little things. I'm going across with the square button, which is X on my Xbox gamepad. So here we have class, which is kind of like species: human, beast, undead, phantom, dragon, evil. Gives you a bit of hint of some of what might be to come. Affinity is kind of like elemental system, but it's a bit more complex than that. So we have physical, air, fire, earth, water, light, dark. Then we have type, which is kind of like armor types. So, or what they're weak, what armor is weak to, what kind of type of weapon they're weak to. So blunt weapons like, you know, a mace, edged weapon like a sword, or a piercing weapon like a big old spear or something. And basically, you can train your class and affinity stats on your weapons, and it'll come up a bit later if we can use gems to further reinforce them. Type, on the other hand, can't be trained. So it's a very useful thing to note that enemies also have the class affinity and type stats. And so, because you can't train type, you want to have at least 3 weapons, 1 blunt, 1 edged, and 1 piercing, so that you can target each type weakness each time. More will be discussed about this going forward, because there's going to be a lot of faffing about with weapons and not really training, but swapping them a lot for various different fights. It's a weird thing about this game: no fall damage. Okay. What am I doing? That's not a difficult job. There's one much later in the game which absolutely murders me constantly. Well, that is not a difficult jump. I don't like platforming in this game, but that's an okay one. Okay, we're coming up towards the end of this first episode. We've got a little something to do just before that. Ooh, nice. Even with the reduced hit rate, I'm still going to go for the head every time. Just the amount of extra damage on that, especially if I land a crit. Because you do double damage with critical hits. It's always nice. Oh, this is probably the bit of the game I hate the most. We have a stat reel, and it changes depending upon what your low stat is, and I'm really bad at manipulating this, but that is fantastic. MP plus 2 is like the best one you can get. Though you do want to get a fair amount of the other ones as well, but it's like MP plus 2, you're so low in magic in this game. MP plus 2 is brilliant if you get it. Okay, so the camouflage sigil, which, if you remember, locked that door we couldn't get into earlier, so this allows passage. Grimoire Guerre? French. My French pronunciation is not so good. So this is a heal spell, yay! And Grimoire de Bile. Containing spell Degenerate. Temporarily decreases target strength. This is going to get used a lot. So in fact, we're going to go holding down left trigger, not left button, left trigger, and up on the D-pad, gives me access to my items, and I'm going to use that heal spell right now. Interesting thing with heal spell, typically it's better with the shield in battle mode when you have your weapon drawn. Do that again, get back to full health. No, what am I doing? Now that I've mastered it, it shows up on my... Right, so square is X, triangle is Y, circle is B, cross is A. Which is obviously confusing because that's also blue, which is the same as the Xbox pad. Anyway, the top one to now access my healing spells. Another chest, we'll have that. A better shield, reduces risk, and cures paralysis. We'll be needing a lot of those. And... well, remember where he was stood. Really need to clean behind his ears. But run! This is where combat actually starts to get interesting. Okay, so one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run into the next room, and this is new, this little dummy here. I'm going to save the game and we're going to stop here for this episode, because I really need to pee. I'm going to save it again. I'll probably use save states for the most part going through this playthrough. Because, you know, if you're on an emulator, why not? It's a lot faster than this crap. But there will be inescapable saves. Well, not inescapable. There's a thing for beat. I'll show you what I mean actually. Score. Title. So, 32 different titles you can achieve. They're basically achievements in a game from 2000. And one of them is beat the game without saving, which I've already failed. So it's possible to do it, but why you want to, I don't know. I have never noticed that. So, yeah, I know about the risk breaker ranks, but I never realised they actually had level numbers next to them. Huh. Never spotted that. Anyway, that is where we're going to stop this episode, and I will pick up right where we left off in a short while, after my blood has finally been relieved. So I will see you then. Bye bye.